In the beginning of the drama, we are introduced to our female lead, Yugji, who is currently singing. From the very beginning, we understand that Yugji dreams of becoming an idol singer. However, her biggest flaw is her temper. She gets angry easily and rarely speaks directly to anyone. There may be a deeper reason behind this, connected to her family situation. Her father abandoned them because of debts, her mother has passed away, and now she only has a younger sister. On top of that, because of the debt left by her father, loan sharks are after her. To escape her troubles, Yugji goes to her mother's boyfriend, whom she calls her stepdad. But he politely refuses to help, saying, "Tada, bye-bye." Surprisingly, the loan sharks aren't entirely bad. They recognize Yuji's talent and propose a deal. They tell her she must get admission into Kieran Art High School, become an idol, and then pay back all the money she owes, with interest. At first, Yugji refuses, but with no other options, she reluctantly agrees. Next, we learn that Yugji doesn't have proper friends, except for one follower who is always by her side, named Malin. When Yugji tells Malin that she will audition at Kieran Art High School the next day, Malin insists on coming along. The next day, when both arrive at Kieran High School, Yugji meets her stepdad, Mr. Lee. He asks her what she is doing there, to which Yugji coldly responds, "What do I care?" and walks away without another word. As events unfold, during the audition, a boy watches Yugji with obvious interest. This is Gilon, though his introduction comes later. Yugji performs exceptionally well and feels confident she will be selected. But when the results are announced, she is shocked she was not chosen, and instead, her follower friend Malin got selected. Furious, Yugji confronts the director rudely, saying, "Do you even have any sense? I am a first-class student, and she is just my follower, and yet you didn't select me." She even insults Malin, who is hurt and angry to be treated that way. Despite this, the director was never going to select Yugji. Realizing this was her last chance, Yugji bows on her knees for the first time to beg the director. Malin is surprised Yugji, who never bowed to anyone, is now doing so. But the director firmly rejects her, saying that a rude girl like her has no place here. As Yugji leaves, she challenges the director, saying, "Give me a chance and see how I rise," leaving in a threatening manner. Meanwhile, the director gives Malin a medal, telling her, "Keep this, it's a lucky charm for you." Malin is thrilled. It's the first time she has ever received such recognition. Yugji, on the other hand, is troubled, thinking about what just happened. At that moment, Gilon approaches and offers her a lift on his bike. Yugji initially refuses, maintaining her attitude, but then notices the loan sharks waiting outside. Realizing the situation, she accepts his offer. During the ride, Yugji reflects on being insulted and rejected, feeling hopeless. After dropping her off, Gilon asks for his helmet back. As she moves ahead, he quietly notices her crying, returns the helmet to her, and leaves silently, touched by her vulnerability. Later, we learn more about Gilon. He lives with an elder brother, though not his real sibling. His father, a wealthy politician, does not acknowledge him as his son and disapproves of his dancing. Gilon, a talented dancer, refrains from dancing due to his father's pressure. Despite this, he remembers meeting Yugji for the first time and recognizes her as his childhood friend, from whom he was separated when his father took him away. Yugji, however, has not yet recognized Gilon. Meanwhile, Kieran High School's director, Mr. Lee, is given a special task to recruit 3 children. The first name on the list is Song Jian. We see Jian in his village being called by his mother, "Get up. How long will you sleep?" He wakes up, looking wild and unkempt. His mother tells him about a singing audition happening that day, but Jian insists he cannot sing and doesn't even like singing. Jian is one of our main characters. The second name on the list is Yugji, and the third is Gilon. Hearing Yugji's name, Mr. Lee is surprised, realizing these children are already selected. Yugji is brought to the location without prior knowledge. When Mr. Lee brings Yugji and her sister home, his own sister repeatedly questions why they brought the children there. He explains it is for a special task, the details of which Yugji overhears. Upon learning that she, Jian, and Gilon will audition together, Yugji immediately goes to find Jian in the village. In the village, Jian is considered a local superstar. For the day's concert, he wears a new, first-class outfit made from a sack. But when he notices his mother in the audience, he gets nervous and tries to run away, colliding with Yugji in the process. At first glance, Yugji is captivated by Jien's presence and the energy he exudes. Collecting himself, Jien heads to the stage, where the host announces, "You may start your performance." Yugji is shocked this is Jien, the one they brought here. However, instead of singing, Jien starts speaking nonsense, trying to avoid performing in front of his mother. The host instructs him to pick a girl from the audience to sing with him, and Jien immediately chooses Yugji. She grows nervous, wondering why he selected her. Jien takes her hand, leading her to the stage. On stage, the host tells Yugji to sing along. She protests, saying she cannot perform in the sack-maid outfit nor has she practiced. Jien quickly brings the sack-maid dress for her. Yugji resists, exclaiming, "Do you think I will wear this? I came all the way from Seoul. You'll come with me." Jien shouts back, "Why would I go with you if you won't wear this sack-maid dress?" Yugji pauses, realizing this is her dream moment, and finally agrees to wear the sack-maid dress. Once dressed, she glares at Jien, silently asking, "Look at what I am doing for this." Jien's performance is sloppy, and Yugji is surprised. Is he singing, or is this just noise? Yet the villagers love his performance, dancing along to the rhythm, which makes Jien smile as he continues performing. After the performance, Yugji is asked how she thought Jien sang. She replies, "Yes, very good," even though she knew his singing was far from perfect. Despite this, Jien receives a personal invitation from the director to join Kieran Art High School. Surprised, Jien asks why he was called. Yugji quietly wonders the same thing. What did they see in him? But she tells Jien, "It's the director's wish. Will you come with me to Seoul?" Jien, flustered, asks, "Did you come all the way from Seoul for me?" Yugji confidently replies, "Of course, I came for you." Jien feels shy and overwhelmed. This girl came all this way just for him. However, he immediately refuses, saying, "Sorry, I cannot go." Yugji, determined, refuses to give up. She follows Jien home, hanging onto his car, and tells his mother, "Auntie, I came to take Jien to Seoul." Jien's mother, surprised that such a prestigious art school extended an offer to her son, asks Jien if he can really sing. Jien admits, "Not at all, I only sing nonsense. I don't know why she came." Yugji calmly writes her number down for him and says, "If your mind changes, call me." As she starts to leave, Jien's mother insists, "At this late hour, no bus will be running. Stay here tonight." Reluctantly, Yugji agrees. Meanwhile, Mr. Lee goes to convince Gilon to prepare for the audition, but Gilon firmly refuses. Mr. Lee keeps persuading him, and eventually, Gilon reluctantly agrees. The next morning, Jien arrives to drop Yugji at the bus stop, but she accidentally loses her keychain. Jien picks it up and asks, "Is this yours?" Yugji remembers that Malin had given it to her and says, "Keep it yourself." Jien is thrilled that Yugji is giving it to him. As the bus starts leaving, Yugji asks, "Are you really not coming?" Jien refuses. Yet, after the bus pulls away, he keeps staring at the keychain. Unable to resist, he runs after the bus, stopping it and asks Yugji honestly, "Why did you come on stage? Do you like me?" Yugji thinks, "I am ready to go to Seoul. I can say anything." She admits, "Of course I like you. So will you go with me to Seoul?" As the bus begins to move, Jien doubts her words, thinking, no, she must be lying. How can she like me? Despite his shyness, he is clearly touched. Later, at home, Jien's mother urges him, "Go to Seoul. I know you can sing well." Jien refuses, claiming, "No, I do not sing well." This lie stems from his past. His father, also a singer, had cheated his mother. His mother tells him to stop insisting and go to Seoul. Encouraged, Jien finally begins preparing for the journey. Meanwhile, at school, the audition for the students is about to begin. Both Yugji and Gilon are ready, but Jien's whereabouts remain unknown. They wait, hoping he might show up. Jien does try to go, but while helping someone, he fails to reach the audition, and as a result, the scheduled auditions do not take place. Although the audition didn't happen for them, Jien arrives at Mr. Lee's house that night. Mr. Lee tells him that perhaps he should return, as there will be no other chance for the audition. Since it is late, Jien decides to stay the night. The next morning, Yugji vents her frustration on her shoes, shocking everyone with her anger. When she sees Jien, she tells him sharply, "Go away. Why are you here? I already knew you were a total fool." She scolds him at length and adds, "Everything I said to you in the village was wrong. I do not like you at all." Yugji storms off, leaving poor Jian stunned, thinking, this anger wasn't about the shoes, it was about me. Meanwhile, Yugji learns from other girls that Malin has been performing exceptionally well after receiving the lucky charm. Yugji feels a pang of jealousy. Shortly after, Gilon approaches and informs Yugji that those students haven't been removed from school, they can still study there. Soon, Jian arrives at the high school. Seeing everyone's excellent performances, he resolves to prove himself and goes on stage, determined to show he is not a village fool. Yugji is surprised at his boldness. As Jian begins to sing, Yugji is astonished. He is performing extraordinarily well. The audience applauds, but Jian becomes scared and runs off stage. Yugji steps out and glares at him. Jian admits, "I don't know how to sing, it just happened like this." Yugji replies, teasingly, "So your ghost was singing then?" Jian explains, "I sometimes sing along with tunes. I can beat everyone, and within a month I will refine my style. I know I look foolish now." Yugji says, "Why wait a month? Come, let's change your style now." From then on, Yugji takes charge of helping Jian transform his style. Jian is thrilled, and his entire look undergoes a remarkable change. Yugji also provides him with new clothes, further improving his image. At the same time, we learn that Yugji secretly stole the lucky charm locket from Malin. Now, all three students, Yugji, Jian, and Gilon, are staying at Mr. Lee's place. One day, Gilon returns home to see Yugji covering his bike from the snow. Watching quietly, he then comes over and covers it himself, saying, "Leave it, let's go inside." The next day at school, everyone is practicing. Malin approaches Yugji and asks, "Come on, give me back my lucky charm. I know it's with you." Yugji refuses, claiming she doesn't have it. Gilon, observing the situation, retrieves the locket and gives it back to Malin, making Yugji look like a liar in front of everyone. Jian, seeing this, approaches Gilon from behind and starts hitting him. A teacher intervenes, scolding, "What are you three doing here? You have no place here." It becomes clear that these three are special students. There is no regular practice class for them, and the other students start avoiding them. Yugji is troubled by this, while Gilon attempts to talk to her, but she remains angry and avoids him. Jian tells Gilon, "You should talk to me first, apologize to Yugji, and then I'll apologize to you." Gilon replies, "She was wrong, and I made her realize her mistake." Jian responds, "But you should have considered her feelings too. She thought it was like her dad's pendant." Yugji then brings a speaker and announces to everyone, "Listen carefully, I am not a thief. And yes, in the next competition, I will surpass Malin and prove myself." She had already declared the next competition, but was not allowed to prepare at school. Turning to Mr. Lee, she requests his help. He agrees, "Okay, I will help you three." Soon, a girl named Pilsuk approaches and asks, "Can I join your group?" Initially avoided by the other kids due to her size, also called Pilsuk, is welcomed into the group. Mr. Lee arranges their practice and hires a music teacher, Teacher Liang. Since space is limited, Gilon offers his secret location for practice, where the group begins rehearsing. During practice, Teacher Liang observes Yugji's singing and remarks, "Your singing lacks emotion. Look at Pilsuk, see how emotionally she sings." Yugji approaches Pilsuk, asking, "Sister, teach me how to sing with emotion too." Pilsuk explains, "I just fell in love, so emotion comes naturally, though her love is unrequited." She also worries that her weight might affect her performance. Pilsuk takes Yugji to the street to practice singing with genuine emotion. Jian and Gilon join them, and the four start singing together, creating a lively street-side concert. They all feel immense joy. Gilon's brother, seeing his younger brother so happy after many days, becomes delighted as well and takes them to a shop. While sharing childhood stories of Gilon, Yugji begins suspecting that Gilon is actually her long-lost childhood friend, especially as she recalls her friend's birthday coinciding with Christmas, like Gilon's. Yugji becomes certain that Gilon is indeed her childhood friend, though she has not yet confronted him. Soon, Christmas arrives and a small competition takes place between these two teams. When it was Yugji's turn to sing, she sang with all her heart for her childhood friend, the boy whose name used to be Jean, now known as Gilon. She sang the birthday song from their shared childhood, pouring every ounce of emotion into it. Gilon immediately realized that Yugji had recognized him and felt an overwhelming sense of joy. Everyone around was stunned by the depth of feeling in her voice. Malin, witnessing the attention Yugji was receiving, grew intensely jealous. Perhaps Malin also harbored feelings for Gilon. By the end of the performance, Yugji had won the competition, leaving Malin even more envious. Afterward, Yugji suddenly went missing, causing panic among everyone, especially since they feared Malin might react badly. Amid the confusion, someone attempted to drop a flower pot on Yugji. Gilon instinctively ran to protect her, but Jian had already intervened, saving her just in time. Concerned, he asked Yugji if she was all right. Yugji reassured him, "I'm fine, are you okay?" Jian, however, fainted from the impact when the pot had struck his head. The scene then shifts to the hospital. Yugji was anxious and worried as Jian received treatment. Gilon stood by her side, trying to comfort her, telling her not to worry. Yugji lamented, "If I hadn't brought him from the village, none of this would have happened." The doctor informed them that Jian was stable for now but warned that he could suffer a brain hemorrhage if he did not rest. Yugji stayed by Jian's side the entire time, holding his hand tightly. When Jian regained consciousness, he was surprised to see Yugji sitting faithfully by his side. He realized how deeply she cared for him. Shortly afterward, the roles reversed. Yugji found herself lying in a hospital bed while Jian sat beside her. As she opened her eyes, she asked if he was all right and then asked him to recite her name and count her fingers. Jian smiled and said, "Your name is Yugji. These are 4 fingers and I am fine." Overjoyed, Yugji hugged him. Outside the room, Gilon observed the tender moment silently before walking away. It was later revealed that all the hospital arrangements had been orchestrated by Malin, who was extremely anxious about Yugji and Jian's well-being. When Jian fully recovered and returned home, he casually remarked to Gilon, "Don't you think Yugji likes me? She keeps smiling at me." Gilon, adopting his usual attitude, replied, "Hey, leave it. Have you seen me? She always cries when she sees you." Gilon claimed that Yugji seemed more comfortable with him. Jian, curious, asked, "Wait, do you like Yugji?" Gilon quickly denied it, "Of course not." Jian warned him, "See, you said that. Don't say anything else later." The two then got into a playful fight over their clothes, arguing over who wore whose pants. Amidst this chaos, Mr. Lee arrived and informed Jian that his mother was unwell and that he needed to go visit her. On his way back from his mother's home, Jian unexpectedly saw Yugji and asked, "What are you doing here?" Yugji replied with concern, "Is your mom okay? Are you okay?" Jian felt touched and said, "So you really care about my mom and me?" Yugji replied, trying to downplay it, "Stop imagining things. The doctor said you shouldn't take stress. That's why I came." Later, Jian and Yugji went out for coffee. During their outing, the same loan shark from earlier spotted Yugji and approached, saying, "Yugji, it's been a long time. Are you all right?" Jian, protective, immediately told the man to go away. Yugji calmly took Jian outside and said, "Next time, don't interfere in my matters. And whatever help you give me, don't do it again. I don't like owing anyone. I'll repay you myself." Jian insisted it wasn't a favor, but Yugji firmly refused to accept any assistance from him in the future. Back at school, an announcement declared a showcase for all the students, promising them a debut concert. However, another announcement followed, stating that special students like them would not have a showcase or a debut. Everyone was disappointed, especially Jian. Concerned, Mr. Lee asked what had happened. Jian admitted, "I lied to my mom that I would debut at this showcase." Mr. Lee reassured him, "Don't worry. We'll organize a fake concert for you." Jian explained that the lies went further. He had told his mother that he was the most famous guy in college and that girls would die to get a glance of him. He even claimed that Yugji was his girlfriend. Yugji was shocked but agreed, along with the others, to help him fulfill his story. She agreed because she wanted to return his favor. Gilon was initially hesitant because of all the lies, but eventually consented to help as well. Next came the question of the concert venue. Mr. Lee personally arranged it. When Yugji learned that Mr. Lee had coordinated with the loan shark to secure the venue, she hurried there to investigate. She asked what was happening. The loan shark explained that Jian had already repaid all her debts and was now arranging the concert for her. Yugji was incredulous and ran off. Gilon followed, asking why she was acting so frantically. Yugji cried out, "My dad always said Mr. Lee was a bad person who separated my family, but why doesn't he seem bad? Why is he so good to me?" Gilon hugged her to calm her down. Meanwhile, Gilon's father called him, insisting that he focus on studying abroad rather than dancing or singing. Gilon initially refused, but eventually complied due to the emotional weight tied to his father's political ambition. The next day, he informed Yugji and Jian that he would not participate in their fake concert. Yugji asked why, since he had agreed the day before. Gilon made an excuse and refused again. Yugji felt disheartened, but continued preparing the concert with Jian. Sleepy, she wanted to rest, but Jian insisted she continue. She replied, "I am just returning your favor." Jian felt bad, saying, "You don't need to do all this." Half asleep, Yugji nearly fell, but Jian caught her. Gilon witnessed their interaction and became visibly jealous. On the eve of the performance, Yugji recalled Gilon's earlier words. They were supposed to debut together. She messaged him one last time, asking if he really wouldn't come. Simultaneously, Malin called Gilon, pleading for help because her partner hadn't arrived. Initially, Gilon refused. However, Gilon reconsidered. Since he was going abroad anyway, he decided to join the final performance. Their real debut took place in the actual showcase, with Malin and Gilon present. Their performance went smoothly. Meanwhile, before the fake performance began, Jian was nervous. Yugji reassured him with a high five, though Jian didn't know how to perform one. She guided him, teasing, "Idiot, this is called a high five," and Jian learned a new gesture. When their performance began, Yugji and Jian shone brilliantly on stage. Afterward, Jian thanked Mr. Lee. While Mr. Lee was talking, Jian experienced a headache and had difficulty hearing, but he did not take it too seriously. Later, Mr. Lee explained to all the parents that the showcase was staged to motivate the students. All parents understood and expressed their gratitude, and the students thanked him as well. Yugji felt immensely grateful. Seeing his own performance, Gilon realized he could not live without dancing. He told his father that he refused to go abroad. The next day at school, Yugji and Jian discovered that Gilon had done his real debut the previous day with Malin. Yugji was shocked Gilon had not debuted with her as promised. She felt even worse watching Malin and Gilon being interviewed and gradually gaining popularity. That night, Gilon came to apologize to Yugji, assuring her that he had genuinely promised to debut with her. Yugji replied, "Congratulations, you've debuted. I am not angry at all." Yet her tone and eyes betrayed her hurt and anger. She left, and Gilon understood her feelings. Later, Gilon informed Yugji that he had received an offer from an agency and would be leaving. Yugji was so upset that she refused to listen to him. The following day, everyone at home was celebrating Gilon's success with a farewell party. Yugji, however, was absent. Outside, wearing Gilon's helmet, she sat alone. Jian approached, removed the helmet, and asked why she was there. He found her crying. When he asked why, Yugji replied, "It's better if you don't know." She was about to reveal her feelings about Gilon, but Jian interrupted, "Stop right there. I know you're just jealous because you wanted to debut with him, and he went ahead of you." Yugji remained silent, keeping her emotions to herself. The next day, Yugji received Jian's sketches, which he had drawn based on her designs. She went to find Jian, who was already upset with her. Showing him the sketches, Jian said, "Give them back, they're mine." As he tried to take them, Yugji's hair got caught, and Jian helped free it. Yugji exclaimed, "I get it now. The next debut is ours. The next debut will be ours." Jian realized that Yugji had finally understood. Meanwhile, Pilsuk confessed her feelings to her crush, Hao, but he refused her. She asked if it was because she was overweight and if losing weight would change his mind. Hao replied that it wouldn't. Pil then said, "Give me 200 days. I'll meet you after 200 days. The story jumps 200 days forward. Gilon, Malin, and Hao's group had become very famous and returned to school after a long time. A thinner Pilsuk surprised Hao with her transformation, and everyone, including Gilon and the group, was amazed at how well Yugji and Jian had become partners. Their performances had improved significantly. Mr. Lee informed his 3 students that a competition was approaching, and if they reached the top 3, they would have a chance to debut. The 3 were thrilled by the news. That night, when Yugji returned home, Gilon's fans blocked her entrance. Jian arrived and protected her. Gilon appeared outside, concerned, asking if she was okay. Jian told Yugji to stay away from Gilon and escorted her inside, leaving Gilon feeling hurt. On the day of the competition, everyone performed well. Maylin's team won and Yugji's team came third, still qualifying for the next stage. Maylin congratulated Yugji and asked if she wasn't jealous of coming third. Yugji replied calmly, "Not at all. A friend told me we should only compete with ourselves. We wanted to reach the top 3, and we did it." Maylin realized that Yugji was maturing and changing. Jian happily approached Yugji, gave her a high five, and kissed her. Yugji ran after him, and Gilon watched, feeling deeply hurt. Later, Gilon attempted to talk to Yugji, saying it had been a long time and she could now speak with him, but Yugji still avoided him. Meanwhile, Mr. Lee announced a planned trip to Japan. He hinted that after returning, one of the students might have to resign due to all the rules they had broken and for orchestrating the fake showcase, though he did not reveal this to the students yet. Even in Japan, Gilon eagerly tried to get Yugji to talk, but she resisted, fearing his fans would bother her again. Eventually, Gilon explained everything, why he had gone abroad and why he performed with Maylin. Yugji understood that Gilon had not done anything wrong and began speaking to him normally again. Meanwhile, Jian realized that Yugji and Gilon were missing from the group. Panicking, he assumed they were on a date and began searching for them. Yugji and Gilon had gone to a Ferris wheel, reminiscing about their childhood. They became emotional, recalling old memories, and both began to cry. Suddenly, Gilon kissed Yugji. Jian saw this, felt shocked, and nearly fainted. Back in Korea, Jian was troubled. His doctor had informed him that his head injury could gradually affect his hearing and cause sudden shocks. Despite medications, he might never fully recover. Jian felt devastated. Mr. Lee, having returned, had left the students in teacher Hui's care, who gladly accepted the responsibility. It was revealed that teacher Hui harbored feelings for Mr. Lee. Yugji received an offer from the entertainment agency of her group to join them after her debut. Excited, she returned home, but discovered that Jian had left without telling anyone, taking all his belongings. She became worried and stressed. She also realized that Mr. Lee had left the school. Initially, she tried pleading with the school to retain Mr. Lee, but as a student, no one listened. She then attempted to find Jian and eventually discovered he was working at a nightclub. When Yugji arrived, she found Jian standing silently. She asked, "What are you doing here? Come with me. I need you." Jian replied coldly, "Let go of my hand. I'm not going anywhere with you. I curse the day I agreed to come here with you." Yugji was shocked and worried. Even after returning home, Yugji couldn't stop thinking about him. She realized how much she valued Jian and resolved not to give up. She first gave him the lucky pendant he had kept and reminded him of the upcoming test, urging him to attend school with his project. Jian didn't respond initially, but the next day, he came to school with the project. Yugji was overjoyed. Mr. Lee also returned to the school. After a demo, all students agreed to retain him, forcing the director to keep him. He became the teacher for all students, including Maylin's group. Mr. Lee asked Yugji where Jian was, and she brought him to meet the teacher. Jian remained silent, focused on playing the piano. Yugji called him, but he ignored her. Mr. Lee advised her to leave him alone. Jian continued playing until physically exhausted. That night, Yugji found Jian's medical report and was shocked at how much his condition had worsened. She recalled when Jian had once said, "Meeting you was the biggest mistake of my life," realizing his suffering might partly be her fault. She asked, "Is this your report? Did you lose your hearing because of me?" Jian reassured her it wasn't her fault. Yugji feared he might not be able to hear at all. She cried, apologized, and fell at his feet. Jian said gently, "That's why I didn't tell you. You don't need to apologize. This isn't your fault." Mr. Lee witnessed this and asked what had happened. Yugji requested his help. Concerned, Mr. Lee encouraged Jian, telling him not to give up and to give himself a chance. Jian reflected and decided to seize another opportunity, submitting his form to participate in the audition round. Yugji asked, "You're not giving up, right?" Jian replied, "I'm giving myself one chance. If I can't perform properly, then I'll give up right then." Yugji promised, "I won't let that happen. I'll support you and never let you give up." The auditions began. Malin performed first, but the audience accused her of stealing someone else's song, demotivating her and causing her to collapse on stage. Next, it was Jian's turn. Nervous and unable to hear the piano properly, he initially performed poorly. The audience was surprised. Jian considered giving up, but Yugji signaled him to continue, reminding him of her promise to help if needed. Understanding her signals, Jian restarted and delivered an incredible performance, astonishing everyone. Both he and Yugji became extremely emotional, and Jian even cried after finishing. The following day, Yugji and Mr. Lee visited the doctor to check Jian's condition. Yugji asked if the struggles had been caused by the flower pot incident. The doctor clarified that it had not, and that none of Jian's hardships were Yugji's fault. Yugji continued taking excellent care of Jian, guiding him on practice and exercise. Jian reassured her, "I've already told you before, and I want to make it clear again, none of this is your fault. You're not the kind of person to hurt anyone. So tell me, why are you helping me? Do you like me, or are you just pitying me? Whatever it is, stop it and don't confuse me anymore." He began to leave, adding, "And don't cry for me again, because I'm not giving up on music." The next day at school, Malin was being avoided due to the rumor about her copying a song. Feeling lonely, she was comforted when Yugji came and sat beside her. Malin realized how poorly she had behaved toward Yugji in the past. Meanwhile, Jian followed his doctor's exercises diligently, often practicing with Jia. Seeing Jian with someone else made Hao jealous. Yugji intervened, telling Hao, "Don't disturb them." Meanwhile, Gilon had debuted as a solo artist and become extremely popular. Yugji congratulated Gilon, and they interacted playfully like children. Jian also arrived, congratulated Gilon, and walked inside. Yugji was surprised that Jian showed no reaction and simply left. The next day, news broke that Gilon had allegedly assaulted his agency president. This damaged his public image, and everyone at school gossiped about him. Malin looked worried, but Yugji and Jian continued to support Gilon, unaware of the full details. Gilon's father was distressed as rumors spread that he had once been a gangster and that Gilon, his adopted son, was now involved in trouble. Seeing Gilon upset, Jian tried to cheer him. Gilon told him to stop, but Jian explained, "I have hearing problems, and sometimes I can't hear at all, but I didn't give up on music. You shouldn't give up either." Gilon was shocked by the severity of Jian's condition. The next day at school, Yugji worried about Jian again. Jian told her, "This injury didn't happen because of you. You're not my sister or my mother, so don't worry so much. If you keep worrying like this, I might end up falling for you." Yugji was speechless. With continuous practice, Jian's performance improved significantly, and Gilon noticed the change. Jian gave Gilon the lucky pendant, saying, "You need this charm now, so keep it." Meanwhile, Malin struggled, and Yugji noticed. When Yugji asked, Malin revealed that Gilon had acted to protect her from harm. Yugji realized Gilon had been protecting Malin all along. She calmed Malin and reassured Gilon that he had done the right thing, making him emotional. Mr. Lee reviewed CCTV footage and discovered Malin had been present during the incident. Initially silent, she later explained everything when Teacher Hui asked. Mr. Lee considered reporting it to the police, but Teacher Hui stopped him, saying public exposure would ruin Malin's reputation. Yugji told Gilon, "Forgive me. I've been supporting Malin, not you. I should think about you too, but right now I'm focused only on her." Gilon replied, "You don't need to worry about this at all." The next day, Gilon's father took him to apologize to the agency president to prevent Malin's matter from leaking. Gilon also apologized for his father's sake and for Malin. The president acted rudely, but Gilon's father intervened, fully supporting Gilon. Gilon was amazed to see his father defending him. Meanwhile, Malin went to the police to reveal the full truth. Yugji called her to try to stop her, but ended up supporting her as a friend. Malin revealed everything, leading to the president's arrest. Gilon's name was cleared, though both Gilon and Malin had suffered bad publicity. Agencies hesitated to work with them, and the school director even considered expelling them. However, teachers and friends supported the students, arguing they needed guidance, not punishment. No agency was willing to give school students a chance. Mr. Lee went to meet Han, who had reformed and closed his loan shark business. Han opened an entertainment agency, giving the students opportunities to prepare for auditions. Teacher Young approached Yugji, asking, "Who will you support, Jian or Gilon?" Yugji couldn't answer, torn between the two. She sought advice from love guru Jia. Yugji asked, "How did you know you loved Tao?" Jia replied, "Happiness or sorrow. It's always visible, and you remember only that." Yugji remained confused about her feelings for Gilon and Jian. Meanwhile, Gilon and Jian discussed Yugji. Gilon asked if Jian had confessed his feelings. He hadn't. Gilon admitted the same. He didn't want to risk their friendship. At that moment, Yugji saw Jian approaching and ran away as if seeing a ghost. Jian chased her, asking why she had been avoiding him for days. Yugji said she was just jogging, but was actually avoiding him. Suddenly, Yugji's father appeared, surprising her. He said, "I've come to take you both to America." Gilon and Jian became anxious. Yugji was torn between going with her father or staying. Meanwhile, Hao couldn't stop thinking about Jia. He had always liked her but never confessed. When Jia appeared on a TV show and was mocked for her weight, Hao became extremely angry. Afterwards, Jia revealed to Hao that she had been happier when she was overweight because she liked herself more that way. Hao confessed he still liked her the same way, and they got together. At the same time, Yugji learned another truth. Mr. Lee had never been wrong, and her mother had not cheated on her father. Mr. Lee had been helping her mother, who had cancer, to protect her family. Yugji realized Mr. Lee had been a good person from the start. On Yuji's leaving day, Jian did not appear at first. After her bus departed, he ran after it, shouting, "Please don't go. How can you leave me?" Yugji replied from behind, "You scared me so much. I called so many times, but you didn't hear." Jian asked, "What did you say?" She shouted, "I am not going anywhere." Jian was overjoyed, hugging her, and Yugji felt the same while crying. Meanwhile, all the students prepared for auditions. Their entertainment agency arrangements were complete, though initially, no reporters were covering them. This was because of Becky and Gilon. When Gilon and Becky wanted to leave the group, their friends insisted, "We will debut together. Otherwise, no one will do it." Yugji noticed her heart racing whenever she approached Jian and asked Jia for advice. Jia reminded her of her feelings. Hao added teasingly, "You're a two-timer who can't understand your own feelings." Yugji tried to control herself. The students organized road concerts for publicity, which went viral on social media. Eventually, reporters took interest, and their group gained widespread attention. Finally, debut day arrived. Their performance went exceptionally well. Later, Jian found Yuji's wallet and discovered his own photo inside, shocking him. Yugji teased, "Did you check my wallet?" Jian replied, "Why would I check? Did you steal my money?" Gilon took Yugji to their first meeting place to confess. He said, "I know you like Jian and I also like you, but we will remain good friends forever." Yugji cried and apologized to Gilon, realizing her feelings. Years later, Gilon became a huge star, and Yugji also achieved stardom with many concerts. The students watched as Jian, wearing the lucky pendant, became the first K-pop idol to win a Grammy. While performing, Jian thought, "I wasn't ready to come to America, but Yugji brought me here. Without her, music doesn't exist for me." Yugji replied, "I care for you. You have to become even cooler so I can love you." Yugji confessed her love, but Jian teased, "You're lying. Last time you lied to bring me from the village, and now you're lying again." Yugji assured him, "It's true. I started loving you." Jian prepared to leave, but Yugji ran after his bus and gave him the Lucky Charm medal. Jian finally confessed his love to Yugji, completing their story.